Well, good morning, my friends. This is MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torgro. So we got to go old school today because the software is not working that we normally use. You know, kind of like when they move all the milk around in the grocery store and the eggs and the whatnot, and you're confused as to where you're at. That's what I always equate it to. So let's get to it and show you what's going on. Rain is going on. We've even had a few reports of some thunder this morning around the Grand Rapids area, and these yellow returns could have some thunder in them as well. And on the far northern edge, maybe a brief period of some snow or some freezing rain before it changes to rain. Hey, good morning, Brian Mull. Thanks for watching. This is MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. So, wind advisory in effect for the southern 3 tiers of counties, basically from Oakland County southward, south of Grand Rapids, southward. Winter weather advisory in the center part of the state around Clare, Mount Pleasant for just a brief period of maybe a little mixture. It's going to be gone very quickly because it's already above the freezing mark. And then the winter weather advisory for snow up in northern parts of lower Michigan. This is interesting. Storm Prediction Center has part of us, the southern part, in a marginal risk of severe weather. No threat for tornadoes, but a 5% chance of a severe thunderstorm wind gust, which is a 58 mile an hour gust. And that's because the storm system is going to produce near 50 mile an hour gusts. And then if you get a thunderstorm in there, it can enhance it just a little bit. So here's our radar forecast for today. Hey, good morning, Kathy Reddington from Cadillac and John Burry. Thanks for watching this morning. So here's your radar forecast. We go through the morning into noontime. Dry slot starting to work its way into Kalamazoo and Lansing early this afternoon, and it will be warm. I almost forget that it's February because we've been so warm. So 60 doesn't shock me, but 60 is a crazy warm temperature. Now, this is 5 o'clock this evening. The rain's sweeping back in, and then the snow's starting to come in to the northern half of lower Michigan. Bay City and Midland northward, you could start to get snow. Grand Rapids this evening, late evening. This is 10 o'clock. Start to get a burst of some snow showers. And then overnight, middle of the night, all of southern lower. This is 3 in the morning. Saginaw to Lansing to Flint to Oakland County to the Detroit area. A spurt of some snow for several hours. And that means colder air. That means the wet roads could freeze. That means tomorrow will be feeling like winter. And then look at the forecast, radar forecast. Tomorrow you see snow showers. So the party is over, at least for a day, if you like the mild weather. Okay, here, let me get to this. This is the wind gust forecast. Now, watch what's going to happen. Very interesting. So there's a high wind warning to our south in Ohio. This is 10 o'clock, 11 noon. Okay, so these are 60 mile an hour gusts. It starts to come up into southern lower Michigan in the afternoon. 40 mile an hour gusts here, shifting northward, but not the 60 mile an hour gusts. So by 6 o'clock, it's gusty from the Thumb to Saginaw to Grand Rapids, all the way through Lansing, all the way through the whole Detroit area, gusting to 45, maybe. If we get 50 mile an hour gusts, it might be right in here in the early afternoon in the far southeast. That area of gusty wind swings through, and then overnight, another area of gusts to 40 miles an hour, but a different west wind, a cold wind gust moves through. And by tomorrow morning, the gusts coming down as the wind still remains brisk tomorrow because it's cold, but not as gusty. All right, how much snowfall out of this? Well, this afternoon and tonight, northern lower Michigan gets about 2 to 6 inches of snow, let's call it, okay? Traverse City, Probably 2 to 4, maybe some 5 or 6 inch amounts. Cadillac 2 to 4, Houghton Lake 2 to 4, northeast corner, Rogers City, Sheboygan, Alpena, 4 to 8, maybe 8 inches. Okay, and then the burst of snow coming through tonight puts down an inch or two across southern lower Genesee County, the thumb. Probably not Detroit. Then we're done with some snow for a while there. Now let's look at the big picture. Hey, good morning, everybody. This is MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. Hey, good morning, Eddie Sanchez. Thanks for watching. And Alice, Van Blaricum? That's a tongue twister, just like Torregrossa. Good morning. And Brad McComber, good morning to you. Thomas Dubnicki, thanks for watching. And so here's the big picture. All right, so here's our storm system today. I went over that. Then we get into tomorrow, it's colder. We get into Saturday, it's already warming up. And we get into Sunday, and it's quite mild. I'll show you the exact temperatures. The next storm system forming in the southeast. So if you are driving to the southeast this weekend, you got quite a rain. No snow to deal with really, except maybe in the mountains on late Sunday. Watch that. But otherwise, it's a big rain there. Hey, good morning, Grass Lake, and Linda Bloomberg from Pinconning. Cheryl Masters, good morning. Then we go into Monday and Tuesday, pretty quiet. Our next storm system coming from the southwest. Looks like another rain Wednesday. And watch this pattern. This is pretty far out on a model run, but look at this. This is late next week. If something would form like that, that would be a snowstorm for southern lower Michigan. And it is definitely possible in this kind of pattern that we could get clocked once or twice here in the next month or so. Hey, Marge Stevens, good morning from very wet Monroe. Yes, that's hard to say. Look at these high temperatures today. 61 in Monroe. Maybe 56. 61 in Detroit away from the water. 61 in Ann Arbor. Almost 60 in Lansing. Grand Rapids, about 50. Saginaw, maybe mid-40s. And then colder to the north. Colder tomorrow, highs in the mid-30s. And then Saturday, back to the 40s. Sunday, approaching 50 degrees. Monday, near 50. Tuesday, near 50 everywhere. Wednesday, 40s to near 50. Thursday next week, southern half of lower in the 40s. Friday, maybe dropping down to highs in the 20s. And then the next Saturday, February 18th, right back to 40 degrees. So it is certainly a very warm forecast. All right, thanks for joining me on the MLive Morning Weather Update. The software that I normally use said, fail the broadcast when I hit the start today. So I said, well, you know what? We're going to go old school. Tammy Colberg, Leelanau County getting ice, probably not building real thick ice. So I would be very skeptical about that. Take care. Have yourselves a great day. And I'll see you back here tomorrow. I'm MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa.